Today on Titan Sports Recap, one Titan baseball player shows off his determination on the field, women's golf gets stranded in Hawaii, and Titan softball shines in the Big West Conference. All this and much more on Titan Sports Recap. Hello and welcome back to Titan Sports Recap, bringing you the best video coverage of Cal State Fullerton athletics. We got a great episode in store for you. I'm Christian Vigil, along with my co-host, Melina Joseph. Melina, first off, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. I saw some softball and baseball over the weekend. Don't want to spoil it. We're actually going to get to it right now.
I'm excited.
Okay. Titans baseball had some rocky starts in the beginning, but they hope to sweep their second conference series against the Aggies of UC Davis. Our reporter Joel Valdez has more on the matinee play at Goodwin Field.
Cal State Fullerton and Titans baseball honoring all those who have served to protect our freedom on Armed Forces Day. And it would be the Titans offense that brought the heavy artillery in this one. Bottom of the second, Tyler Steve up to bat, runners on second and third. Steve with the line drive right back up the box. That's going to plate two Titan runs, giving them the early lead. In the top of the third, the Aggies would get on the board. Spencer Henderson hits a deep fly ball to center field. That's going to send Steve back. He makes the catch, but it will be deep enough to score Brad Plushgale from third base, cutting the lead in half. Bottom of the fourth, Tanner Pinkston at the dish. He's going to rip a line drive laser down the right field line. That's going to be good for a double. Vargas is going to try to score all the way from first base, trying to beat the relay throw, and Vargas is safe. Bottom of the fifth, the runs keep piling on. Steve does it again. This time a line drive down the third base line. That's going to score Jared Bravo from second base, making it 8-1 Titans, putting this game well out of reach. But in case you didn't believe him, Dalton Blazer says, watch this. A bases clearing double off the wall in center field. That's going to make it 11-1 Titans. No mercy rule here. This isn't softball. So they would keep on going. Jake Pavletich, the freshman, in his first career at-bat as a Titan, singles through the hole in the left side of the infield. The run would score on the error by the left fielder, making it 12-2. Pavletich batting 1,000. The Titans go on to win 13-3 and improve their record to 21-13 overall.
We were putting a lot of pressures on ourselves earlier in the year for hitting and offense, but I mean, now it's our turn to start picking up the slack for the pitchers a little bit. Not that they're not doing bad, but it's just our turn to step up and get on their level and contribute as much as they have. And yeah, I mean, everybody in the lineup's starting to do a little more, and it's starting to add up, and we're getting our offense going, which is what we want right now in conference.
The staff obviously was carrying the team early on. Looks like you guys are starting to come up and match them. If things are clicking like that, what do you think your chances are of taking the conference?
You know, when we pitch, play defense, and hit, we're pretty tough to beat. We know that. So we want to, try to put it together. And yeah, Blake, all we ask our pitchers to come out and just, pound the zone. And we know our offense will hit. Some days we won't, some days we will. But that's it. If we just do all those three things and execute, I think we're going to be pretty tough to beat.
The Titans were able to take Game 3 today here at Goodwin Field by a final score of 13-3. The Titan offense exploded today, scoring at least 2 runs in 4 consecutive innings. The Titans improved to 21-13 overall and 7-2 in conference, and next head on the road at Cal State Bakersfield this Tuesday. Reporting from Goodwin Field, Joel Valdez, Titan Sports Recap.
So, Titan baseball right now, they're 7-2 against the conference. I mean, they did a great job sweeping the series against UC Davis. Games 1 and 3 they erupted. Finally, the sticks picked up, but Game 2 was very close. But one player in particular played extremely well against that team.
He did, and I have more on him.
Oh, great.
Senior Tanner Pinkston made some impact on the field with being named the Big West Conference Player of the Week on Monday. The Cal State Fullerton first baseman was the first Titan field player to be named for this award for the 2016 season. Earlier this season, Connor Siebold and Colton Eastman both received the conference's Pitcher of the Week. In the 3-game series against UC Davis, Pinkston reached base in every game and extends his streak to 14 games, which is a new Titan best. He collected 3 hits in each game and batted .643 with 4 runs scored and 5 RBIs in the series. His overall batting average comes in at .320, but there are many other categories that Pinkston leads with the team. This includes a .472 batting average in conference play. He He also leads the team with 11 doubles, 24 RBIs, 41 hits, and 29 runs scored. That guy is on fire.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a stud. I met him a couple months ago. Found out he's 6'6", and it makes a lot of sense. But with all that size, I mean, he's very quick for a guy his size.
And he's leading in RBIs, runs scored. He's doing great.
Makes sense. He's a stud. And speaking of him, I mean, how does he keep the pressure down to a minimum? Our host of On the Mound, Janice Garcia, sat down with the slugger.
Starting off your senior year, did you set any goals for yourself? I know you did.
What I did.
Improvements from last year were you hoping on to improve this season?
I think one of the main differences actually was that I wasn't going to try to put pressure on myself, because I did that early on last year, thinking about the draft and all of those things, and I came in this year thinking I'm just going to have fun and I'm going to be the best first baseman I can be, help my team win, and that's kind of how I started in the fall, and it helped me to definitely boost my confidence and definitely have more fun. So it's been really good doing it that way.
And how's the process going now, going into conference play and everything?
Pretty good. Just trying not to put too much pressure on each game. But I mean, it's a really competitive conference, and that's why it's so much fun. It's such an underrated conference, and that's why each game is so important. But just making sure not to put too much pressure on it, because that's when mistakes happen.
I know, and you just answered my second question. I was about to say, being one of the veterans on the team, do you feel pressure to perform? And if so, how do you keep the pressure down to a minimum? And I think you just pretty much answered that right there.
Yeah, just trying to lead by example. Not exactly. I don't have to be more of a vocal leader. We have some other vocal leaders, but just trying to do what I do and have fun. And I think that definitely leads to some leadership on the field, especially for younger guys.
Do some of the other underclassmen come to you, ask you for advice, and what advice do you give them?
Yeah, I mean, I always leave myself open for them to come and talk to me, because I was their age once, and but yeah, sometimes they come and talk to me just about what they should be thinking up at the plate, or how they can get to the next page if they make a mistake and stuff like that. So I'm glad I could be there for them.
And you're definitely the Ironman on the team, starting all 31 games. How much pride do you take in being able to play every day on this field and behind us?
A lot of pride. I mean, I try to have a solid defensive. That's why I try to stand by there, so it will keep me playing there. But then also to be as consistent as possible with the bat. And yeah, I don't really think about it as much as starting every game. It's just given the opportunity to come out and compete every day and have fun.
And then along with the 31 games, 114 at-bats, 25 runs, 10 doubles, and 19 RBIs leads the team. Those statistics, how do you explain that? Do you just go on the field, it's like nothing, or do you really put in the effort every time?
No, definitely putting in the effort. It's just not trying to go through the motions. And it's funny that I lead the team in runs too, just because of how big I am. But I mean, I work base running every day, and that's something that I pride myself in too. But you know, just trying to help the team out by getting on base and doing my best whenever there's runners in scoring position to get the RBIs and scoring whenever I can. So definitely.
And if you could choose any first baseman in MLB history to mentor you, who would it be?
Does that include hitting too, or is that just at first?
Yeah, just first. First and batting and everything.
I would have to go with probably Todd Helton with the Rockies, just because he's kind of what I try to be. Is he had a lot of fun, and he was very consistent at first base, and he was very solid defensively. But also, I love JT Snow from the Giants, because he was such an outstanding baseball player on the field, and just both of those guys were outstanding at first base. So I'd just be happy to either one of those guys.
You're a Giants fan, aren't you?
Yeah, big Giants fan.
How's it getting along with all these Dodger fans down here and Angel fans?
Fine. Just as long as you try not to boast too much about the records and stuff like that. Just loving baseball.
It's the even season, so it is their year, right?
Yep, absolutely.
6?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And what does conference play mean to you? Is it just visiting the different fields, interacting with other players and coaches? What is it about it? And also the winning, I know.
Yeah, definitely about the winning. But no, I have a huge, immense pride for especially our conference, because we're on the rise. And we see that every time we come into playoffs. We get 2, 3, even 4 teams that make it in, and it just shows how competitive the conference is. And I think if we can consistently be at the top of that conference, it speaks volumes.
And what kind of mark do you want to leave at Cal State Fullerton, knowing this is your senior year? What kind of impact do you want people to know about Tanner Pinkston?
That he was a grinder and that he worked hard every day, and that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Kapalua, Hawaii did not intimidate Martina Edberg in the first round of the Big West Big West Championship. Kapalua, Hawaii did not intimidate Martina Edberg in the first round of the Big West Championships. Edberg shot a 2/74 on Sunday afternoon and tied for 3rd place and led Cal State Fullerton to 7th place after the first 18 holes at the Kapalua Bay Golf Course. However, she ended the second round tied for 6th place after 7/79. Felicia Madala had the best score for the Titans on Monday with a 5/77 in round 2 and is tied for 25th at 17 over. As a whole, the Titans squad shot a 32/320 and remained in 7th place after 2 rounds of play, and they are 29 strokes back of Cal Poly. And to find the final statistics of the 3rd and final round of the conference championship, please visit the Fullerton Athletics page at fullertontitans.com.
No one can stop Titans softball, that's for sure. From hitting to fielding to pitching, the Titans have extended their winning streak to 9 as they are undefeated in the Big West Conference. I mean, that's incredible. This is Fullerton's best league start since 2003, where they went 10-0. Honestly, with the way they have been performing, that record should be easy to surpass. Their home record is 20-5, expresses their love of Anderson Family Field, and their away record of 6-0 shows that they show no mercy in their opponent's home field. This team has just been playing excellent softball throughout the entire season, especially as of late. They're undefeated against the conference. The hitting's great. The pitching's fantastic. I mean,
And they're only 1 game away from tying their record.
oh man, it's going to be incredible to see that.
After losing to number 66 Long Beach State, Titan Tennis was able to secure a spot in the Big West Championship as they finished in 3rd place. The Titans end the regular season with an overall record of 17-5 and 6-2 in conference play. The Titans, who are the 3rd seed, will face the 6th seed in the Big West Tournament quarterfinals on Thursday, April 28th at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. The team's number 3 seed sets their best rank in the history of the tournament, and get this, since 1989. Even though they were swept in singles play, Alexis Venezuela and Camila De Leon are ready for action.
And just a reminder on what's to come. Janice Garcia and Joel Valdez are ready for some more conference play action, and so are the teams. Check out On the Mound next week.
And for your Titan timeline highlighting the biggest games of the next couple weeks, ESPNU and the UCLA Bruins comes to Orange County on Tuesday, April 26th at 7:30 p.m. Then the Titans swing back into conference play with a 3-game series against the Anteaters of UC Irvine from April 29th to May 1st. Long Beach State travels to Anderson Family Field to take on the Titans with a doubleheader on Wednesday, April 27th at 3 and 5:30 p.m., which will be broadcasted through ESPNU, and Friday, 29th at 6.
And remember all of our social media outlets. You can catch our entire video highlight library on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/TitanSportsRecap. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @CSEF Sports Recap. Be sure to check out our game highlights and our poll questions to give us your opinions. Find us on Facebook for updates on all Fullerton athletics. And check us out on Instagram for behind-the-scenes photos. Follow us at Titan Sports Recap. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Titan Sports Recap. I'm Christian Vigil.
And I'm Lean Joseph.
Keep those tusks up, and we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.